Hey guys, welcome back to Ashu's Vibe. In this video, let us talk about resolution of forces. We'll be having a brief summary of resolution of forces and we'll be mainly doing problems. Here we'll be doing somewhere around 17 problems from resolution of forces. So, what is resolution of forces? It is nothing but uh, we are separating the force into two mutually perpendicular forces. Then the components in each directions are algebraically added to get the two components. Then these two components are combined to get the resultant. So in the case, if you look at this diagram, here we have force F1, F2, F3, F4, F5. We have five forces and it is looking something like this, and we can resolve this force into F1x and F1y, F2 force into F2y and F2x, F3 into F3x and F3y, F4 into F4y and F4x, and F5 into F5x and F5y. So we'll be having only the forces in the x and y coordinates. From there we'll combine these forces algebraically and we'll be getting a resultant force. So all the horizontal and vertical components overlap after the resolution of forces. All the forces in x direction are collinear and same with the y direction. So resultant will be equal to root of summation of x square plus summation of y square, and alpha will be equal to tan inverse of summation of y and summation of x, where summation of x and summation of y are nothing but the when the algebraic sum of the forces in the x and y directions. Okay, then let us do the first example one. The guy wire. The guy wire is nothing but it's some kind of wire which will be the attached to the electric pole. You must have seen in your nearby places. Shown in the figure makes an angle 30-degree to the pole and is subjected to a 20 kilonewton force. We need to find the vertical and horizontal components of this force. So I think it's a very simple problem. You must have got it by now. It's nothing but we need to resolve this 200 kilonewton force into x direction and y direction. In this case it will be in minus x direction and y minus y direction, because this lies in the third quadrant. So I hope you got the answer. I'll just show you the solution. Fv is equal to minus f cos 30, which is minus 20 cos 30, which is minus 17.32 kilonewton. Fh is equal to minus f sin 30, which is 20 sin 30, which is minus 10 kilonewton. Now, is there any problem with this? I don't think so, because it's very simple problem. If you didn't understand, it's nothing but we have just took the vertical and horizontal component, which is cos 30 and sin 30 respectively, and we have put minus sign because these are in the third quadrant. Okay, now let us see the example number 2. Using the method of projections, find the magnitude and direction of the resultant R of the four concurrent forces shown in the diagram. So in this we are given a figure. We have forces F1, F2, F3 and F4. We need to resolve these forces into a single resultant force, okay, using the method of projections. So pause the video, do the problem, and then look for the answer. Okay, so the solution here. Here we if you are taking the force on the horizontal direction, we'll be having 666 cos 45, which will be here. Then 444, uh, then we'll be having 444 cos 90, which will be 0. Then we will be having minus 545 cos 30 minus 355 cos 0. which will give us minus 356.05. And similarly we will take FV, which is 666 sine 45, 545 sine 30, and 445 sine 90. We'll be getting that value, and we'll be getting something like this in the second quadrant. And we can find the resultant by using root of x squared plus y squared, which is nothing but these values. And if we put the values, we'll be getting the resultant. Then alpha is nothing but the angle between r and fh, which is tan inverse of fv by fh, which will be getting somewhere around 40 degree. Okay, now let us move to example number 3. In example number 3, here we need to use the method of projections, find the magnitude, then magnitude and direction of the resultant R of the four concurrent forces shown in the figure. So this is our figure. So this is our figure. We need to find the magnitude and direction of the resultant R of the four concurrent. Concurrent means all these forces will originate or end up in the same point. So you can see here they are only meeting at a single point. That is why we are calling it concurrent forces. So this is our diagram. So here we are having 150 Newton this side. So we can resolve this force into two directions, one in this direction and another in this direction. Okay, so 150 will be 150. First we'll find the force on the horizontal axis, which is this and this axis. So we'll be having 150 cos 30, 180 cos 45. Then we should take minus, because this is in minus sign, because here the x will be equal to minus, it will be in negative axis. So it will be minus 200 cos 30 minus 80 cos 60. So if we calculate these values, we'll be getting 43.98. Similarly, if we do the force on the vertical axis, we'll get minus 21.56 Newton. Then we need to find the resultant R, which is root of fh square plus fv square, which will get 48.98 Newton. Then we can find the alpha, which is nothing but the resultant. It is the angle between the resultant and some one of the force, which will get 26.11 degree. Let us move to the next problem. So in this also we need to find the resultant of the force system. So in this case we are given a force 300 Newton in this direction. Then we are given a force like this, but we are not given an angle. Then we have another force in this direction. It is in this direction. Okay, if it is in this direction, we should first change it to this side. Okay, I know this, my drawings are not clear, but I hope you are understanding what I'm conveying to you, because this won't be concurrent. It should meet or originate from a single point. So it should come here, then only we can resolve it, and we can find the angle like that. If it is coming like this, then we can find the angle also. And in this case if this point is 1 and this point is 1, that means the slope of this part will be tan inverse of 1, which is tan inverse of 1 divided by 1, which is 45 degree. So we will understand that this part is 45 degree. Okay, so it's nothing but the normal fh and fv, and then finding r and tan alpha, tan inverse of alpha, and we'll get our answer. So here we have got fh, which is 300 sine 30, then 300 cos 30. Why we took 300 cos 30? Because this angle is 300 cos 30, then we have minus 200 sine 45, and if you calculate these values, will be getting answer. So these are the answer. Okay, now let us move to the next problem. So these are some of the assignment questions. You can either watch these 4 videos now, or just copy these videos, then do it after some time, so there will be a kind of revision for you. So in this problem we are given 3 wires. Where are these wires? These are the wires. This one, this one, and this one. 3 wires exert tension on a small ring. This is our ring. Okay, as shown in figure. We need to determine the force in single wire which will replace the 4 wires. Actually, the force in single wire, it should be, I guess, single 4 wire which will replace. Okay, these are the 3 wires which are pulling this ring. So instead of this 3 wires, there should be a single wire which will have the same effect of the 3 wires. That is what they are telling. So in this case also we can arrange this into 2 directions. One is like this. We'll just draw the coordinate axis. Okay, then here we have 60°. Then here we have 60 Newton in this side, and we have 40 Newton in this side. Then we will calculate FV, then FH, and then we'll calculate R, then we'll calculate alpha, and so on. So here we have FH is equal to 20 cos 60 plus 60 cos 0 plus 40 cos 90. Why? Because here, if 20 cos 60, we are calculating force on the horizontal axis, so it will be 20 cos 60, which will have a resolution this part. Then 60 cos 0, because 60 is in the x-axis itself, so it will be cos 0. Then we have 40 cos 90, which is 90° from the x-axis. And if we calculate these values, we will get 70 Newton. And if we calculate the force on the vertical axis, we'll get minus 22.68 Newton. And then we should find the resultant, which is the root of square of the horizontal forces and vertical forces, which we get as 73.6 Newton. And we can find the alpha, which is tan inverse of FV by FH, tan inverse of FV by FH, which is 17.95°. Okay. I think this video is getting longer. It has already become 14 minutes. So what I will do is that I'll convert these videos into 2 parts. So in this video it will be for 15 minutes, and you can watch the next one in the part 2 of this videos. Okay, so I'll see you in the next one. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.